In this video, we have 2 beginner producers and 2 expert producers. We're gonna give them all the exact same melody in only 10 minutes to flip it. And by the end of this video, we're gonna learn what's the difference between a bedroom producer and an industry producer. Let's meet the contestants. Our first beginner producer goes by the name of Genuine. He's from Oklahoma City and he's only been producing for 2 weeks. Our first expert producer goes by the name of
Kavi. 2 times Grammy nominated, worked with Future, SZA, Summer Walker. Yeah.
And our second producer is Aiden from Florida. Only 16 years old and he's already been producing for 2 years. And our last expert producer is
Cody. Worked with Destroy Lonely, Juice WRLD, The Weeknd, Don Toliver. 25 times platinum.
First thing we have to do is make a melody. I want to try some like hyper pop stuff because I've been kind of getting into that.
Pretty like high tempo, I want to say 170.
Theory-wise, it's going to be simple. It's more focused on the sound design.
Stay with me for tonight. Stay with me for tonight. By your side. Bring it back up to the tempo we started at.
Yo, so what goes through your mind when you're listening to the sample?
So honestly, this was the first sample I've ever done anything with. Ooh, I really like this sound right here. Then I'd seen you, Pishu, and Talim cut it up. They changed the tempo, they changed the pitch. And so I kind of just tried to do the same thing. So that it is an intro. Let's throw this in, throw a group on it. I like that one. Let's like layer this and then pitch this one up.
Alright, well, first thing that I listen for when I'm listening to a sample is I want something that's going to be like super ear-catching. Alright, I'm going to chop up the stems. As soon as I find something that sounds super ear-catching, I am looking for parts that are going to be super easy for a rapper or an artist to actually get on. Because a lot of times samples can sound super cool, but they have too much going on and there's no room for someone to actually make a song on top of it. Pitch this down an octave. Put some effects on this vocal real quick.
Really listen to a sample, I really look out for like the vibe it kind of gets off. Like what kind of sounds I may use for that type of vibe. Certain drums, I might just try to pick out like the best one in my opinion. Maybe something like that. Oh, it's been a minute.
I guess it really just depends what I'm trying to go for, like for that specific sample. If I'm just cooking up stuff, I just try to find stuff in samples that I think sound really unique. But if I'm working for artists, I'm thinking of ways like how can I bend this sound and incorporate the things that I do for that artist in a way that I can blend it, but also make it like some new, fresh sounding stuff.
I'm definitely going to try and reimagine this. I don't need the bass layer. I'm gonna put this on a unique, its own pattern so I can have a little bit more control and not affect the other sounds as I try to find something that works. I kind of like that like spaced out right after.
Just tell me about your process when it comes to sound selection. How do you know what sounds to choose?
When it comes to selecting sounds, what I'll typically do is I try to think of the melody or the rhythm or the beat, and then what other sound could complement that on the offbeat, or kind of like in the filler gaps to where I'm not adding like a whole bunch of sounds. It's more of just using synths or something like that to kind of help fill in. I'll do this. Got a quick riser. Cymbal. Just do this again. Throw a different one, a different groove speed on it. Kind of slows down a little bit. I like it.
For me, whenever I'm looking for sounds to make a beat with, I already have all of the presets or the drum sounds that I like using in virtual instruments in Logic right here that I just can instantly go to depending on the type of beat that I'm making. I don't have to waste time going through a drum kit looking for 40 different snares. I've already got my favorite sounds all in the one folder that I can just go into right away. Oh, key are we in? D sharp minor. Alright, let's just two-step it. keep it nice and simple so that there's room for an artist to get on this. Let's see how much time we got. 4 minutes left. All right, we gotta hurry up a little bit. Let's get an open hat going. I love Simon's vocals there.
When I'm selecting sounds, my sound selection is kind of like, I try and really figure out what fits for the kind of vibe I'm going for. It really differentiates between each sample. I really try and scour through a bunch of plugins to try and find like the right sound that kind of speaks to me, I guess. I want to add some type of synth or something. Something else.
It takes me a very long time. I'm not here to promo my kit. I just worked on a kit since last December. When I make it sounds for that, it's just wherever my sound is heading, I'm trying to make a bunch of sounds in that world that fit that theme I'm trying to go for. That's also unique so that it just doesn't sound like copy, paste, recycled stuff.
This is not the fully reimagined version of the melody I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna start with this. Yeah, pitch it up maybe. Let's spice up the hi-hats a little bit. I don't want it to be a two-step. I hear some other stuff. Dun, dun, dun. This would be like the verse.
What little things are you doing to increase your workflow?
To increase my workflow, so obviously knowing all the shortcuts. I have a general idea of where everything's at. It's more of, especially in this challenge, one, doing it quick, and two, doing it right and remembering to do all the right things. Man, 10 minutes is not a lot of time. The other thing is, I would say plugins. So I used a lot of gross beat in this one. I just started digging into the gross beat last week, so I'd play with it here and there. Well, I got a minute. Just throw a quick master on. Throw a pitch on this, but I forget. Pick.
One of the things I do to increase my workflow that is a game changer is making specific effect presets. Just like the one I used on the vocal in my beat, if you go over here onto my effects right here, you can see that I have a bunch of different presets. So for example, if I want a saucy filtered vocal, I'll just choose this preset and it's already got the effects that I love, already with all the settings that I use, so I don't have to go in every single time and tweak all of those plugins. All right, I'm thinking like a couple more sounds and then we're done. I gotta hurry up. I'm gonna grab one more sound that I really like from this drum kit. This little scratch effect. Let's put this before the drop. Just copy this all over. See what we could do. How much time we got left? Oh, 13 seconds. We're done pretty much.
My workflow, to try and increase that, I really try and make at least like one beat per day. Sometimes I watch videos of other producers or I listen to different music, trying to get like a different vibe of what I'm going for. If I'm lacking like that inspiration, I really gotta just get it from maybe some outside material. Something else, come on. Maybe a different. Maybe, real quick. Sure.
I'm always looking up shortcuts. I mean, I'm kind of at the point now where I know a lot of shortcuts, but I still learn a lot of different stuff every day. I definitely adopt the style of, don't overthink it too much. If you've been doing it for a long time, your first idea, your first instinct's gonna be a lot of the time your best idea, because it's just that catchy, like human instinct. You're gonna do just that thing that's probably like the most catchy off rip. It's just super organic, and it's a beautiful thing about music. Once you really get comfortable with the stuff you're making, and you've been doing it a long time, I'm sure maybe Simon knows, you just start knowing exactly, as soon as you start something, you're like, ooh, this is where I'm gonna take it, and you get really excited, and that stuff helps your workflow. Just don't second guess stuff, and just go with ideas and expand off of them.
And maybe a little bit of verb too, just an incy bit, just a little bit. I feel like here what we could do is we could do like what they do in Jersey beats sometimes, just like a delayed effect. See what I'm saying? Let's find a different way to maybe play with this pattern, just to do something different. Simon vocal. 429. 429. You know what I'm saying? 99. That's why I feel like people can't watch me work. Instead of it feeling like it's some cool ass dude just doing some it's just me. 99. And then maybe here I actually let it like a little breakdown-ish part. I forgot about the time limit. Oh no, I got 30 seconds. Oh, speed arrangement. I don't know what I'm doing.
Automation. Stop.
I'll wait for it to buzz out, but I'm not doing nothing else.
It's been 30 seconds. Oh, okay. Dang, bro. 10 minutes went by fast.
Alright, so what did we learn today? The beginners had a lot of really good ideas with a lot of potential, but unfortunately they didn't have enough time to execute them. And over on the expert sides, you can see that they were a lot more sure of themselves when it came to decision making and selecting their sounds. Now, if you want to improve on these things, you simply just need more experience. After enough repetition, you're going to be more familiar with how sounds work with each other, and overall you're going to be more comfortable in your DAW. And in no time, you're going to be able to make beats just like these experts. Also, if you guys are curious about what I would do with the sample, I did a 10-minute cookup on my second channel, and here's a little preview. One of these. Ooh. And if you guys want to try this out for yourself, you can download the sample for free in the description below. And that's about it. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
If you have any suggestions, leave a comment. If you like this video, leave a like. If you really like this video, subscribe. If you didn't like this video, leave. Just leave. Get out of here.